Hey y'all, welcome to a new episode of the 5-Star Coach. We live a 5-star life if you take the advice. I'm Coach D, aka Venus as a boy. Here are my five-star tips this week for my 5-star ballers. So let's go ahead and get into this. We ain't gotta waste no time. 5-star tip number one: what you put out grows. It don't matter what you do, but whatever you putting out energetically, it's gonna grow, and then it's gonna become yours. And that's even with the anger, the happiness, the peace, whatever, right? But I don't want somebody's mind to go like, oh, well, let me calm all the way down. I don't want you to become like meek and passive because you want the peace to grow. Peace grows strictly through chaos, right? You got to go through the chaos, right? But at the end of all of it, it will be peaceful. You will have some peace going on in your life. However, don't become meek, passive, docile, a doormat just because you feel like if you put the anger out, it will grow. It will grow. That's just evident. That's just going to happen. Those are just feelings that's just sitting there, though. You can let that energy grow within you, be yours, and just use it when it's time to use it. The chaos that you go through to get to the peace, your intention is not to put out a lot of chaos. Your intention is to get to the peace. So, do what you got to do to get to the peace. But whatever you put out to get to that peace, it does grow. But it can always, that or whatever can always be alchemized and directed to the direction you want your energy to go towards and what you want to grow more than other things, because everything will grow. The anger will grow, the sadness will grow, the happiness will grow. It's just, what do you want to grow? Which ones do you want to grow more? You ain't gotta, try to act like certain parts of yourself don't exist, because this is a truth. Actually, whatever you put out grows. Just because that is the truth doesn't mean you have to neglect all of those negative sides of yourself because you want a positive thing to be the main thing in your life. It can happen, right? Find that balance though. Sometimes you gotta put some negativity out there. Other times you gotta put positivity out there. If you want more positivity than negativity, be conscious of that, but also remember the negativity needs to be put out as well, because that can grow. Alchemize that to more positivity, right? Right. Now, 5-star tip number two: embodying energy for the moment doesn't have to be so heavy. Just because you fully let your rage out in a moment doesn't mean that it should become your significant characteristic. That does not have to become a part of who you are. It doesn't have to be something you embody all the time. Somebody who's so mean, somebody who's so rageful. You don't have to be that all the time just because you can easily embody that. It's just for that moment. Let it be in that moment, and then that's it. Fully embody it in that moment, so you can go on to the next moment with nothing from the last one. Same with the embodiment of happiness. Just because you are a happy person, happy-go-lucky person, doesn't mean that has to be who you are all the time. A lot of times people like to subconsciously box themselves into a certain title, specifically like with certain people. Like, oh, they want to be known as the happy friend, the mean friend, the serious friend, the stern friend. You can be known as all of it in each moment that it calls for. You don't have to have that be your main thing all the time. That's actually corny to me. It's actually boring too. Like, live life, experience life on the whole scale of it all. Like, every moment, embody that piece of energy fully. The next minute, move on. It don't have to be so heavy that you take it to the next moment, because it's not even that necessary. The shit won't even matter. Literally, the next moment, it will not matter. So, embody it in a moment. Let it go for the next, because that don't have to become, like I said, significant to your character. You don't have to be known as the mean, the happy, none of that. You can just be known as Sarah, Brittany, Dante, whoever the hell, whatever your name is. You could just be known as somebody who is who you are, whatever you want to be. Actually, we ain't got to get too specific with that. Whoever you want to be, right? But yeah, just because you express yourself efficiently in a way doesn't mean that has to be what you embody 24/7. One, it's not realistic, and it's very tiring for you and people who are around you. It can become exhausting being around somebody who always want to be happy about everything, always want to be sad about everything, always want to be angry about everything. Like, let's ride the spectrum, let's ride the wave of emotions and energy, and that's that. Right? Right. Now, if I start tip number 3, learn how to exist. A lot of people talk about getting paid to exist, but a lot of people don't know how to exist. Being present in your body. To stop thinking about time or how certain things should go, how you should do certain things, and just live. A lot of people don't know how to do that. Like Drake said in Moment for Life, oh shit. Everybody dies, but not everybody lives. I think he said that. Yeah, everybody dies, but not everybody lives, and that's a real fact. Everybody does die, but nobody lives. A lot of people be at a certain age, like, I wish I just did this. I wish I would have did this. I wish I would have went like this, moved like this, did this with myself. I wish. And they honestly are still not knowing how to live because they literally still got time to do it. And everything that they wish they could have did, they can still do it. They can still go after it. However, when you learn how to exist, it's just being present. Just be. Like, it's not hard. Take thinking out of the factor as well. Because once you start thinking, you up here. You're not present. You're not living. Right? I like to use like animals as an example of this. They just go off of feeling. And speaking of an animal, a cat walk past. But they just go off of feelings. They know exactly, they remember the feeling that they felt around certain things. They know it for certain feeling that they feel within their gut, and they go with that. And they actually are living. Like, when you see animals, they be living life. Even the outside animals, the dogs, the cats, goddamn duck, all of that, the horses, all of these animals just live life because they just present. They're not, and of course, humans, we have a certain part of us that's different from all the other animals on the planet, but at the end of the day, we're all animals. If we learn to just stay out of this full time, and more so in our body full time, a lot of shit will be able to happen for us easily because we're not making things harder for ourselves. We're just moving with intuition. That's the main thing. Moving with intuition is how you learn to exist. Just listen to your feelings, listen to your body. Make it make sense when it is actually necessary. But like, listening to your intuition, you don't have to try to make that make sense. Just listen. It will eventually click. Everything will come together and you will see, oh, that's the reason why. Oh, that's that. Like, just be free. And the closest thing that you can actually look at outside of like animals is kids. They just go with the flow. They just exist. They are just existing and are unaware. Most of them are unaware of like really what's going on, but they just know they're here, and it's just like, fuck it, I'm here. I don't even need to. I'm not even going to try to really pay too much attention on trying to figure out what I'm around, except for when they get around new environments. But that's everybody. But any other than that, I'm not ready to focus too much on what I'm around. I'm just going to focus on, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? What do I feel I should do? That's it. All that thinking, that's ghetto. Being logical is very much different than the thinking part. Like, thinking is just sitting there. That's the anxiety. That's the depression and stuff like that. But the logic is just like, I feel I should do this. I'm going to follow my gut. That's the logic that I'm talking about. But all in all, it's just like intuition. Just, oh, my intuition telling me this, my logical thinking, let's just do that. Go ahead. Your intuition is telling you to do X, Y, Z. Let that brain go ahead and figure out how to do X, Y, and Z and just do it. Don't try to figure out a plan B, C, D, E, F. No, go with the first thing. Go with what your gut is telling you to do, because that is how you just stay in this frequency of just existing, of just living. Like, it's not hard at all just to live, just to exist. People make it hard with all that thinking. So just learn how to exist, to get paid to exist, to have a fulfilling life because you're existing, to actually live. You know, like I said, I'm going to say it again. Stop thinking about time. Stop thinking about how to live and just be. It's not, how should I exist? Listen to your gut. We all have an intuition. We all have like our inner compass. Just listen to that. Let that guide you. That is how you exist. And now, 5-star tip number 4. It is now or never. Moments cannot be replicated. You really got to be bold to get what you want, because it literally is now or never. Granted, another opportunity surrounding certain things can happen, but that specific moment in time, you will never be able to get that back. You will never be able to try to duplicate that. It will never be the same thing, because it won't, because even if you go to the same place, it won't be the same group of people and that same energy from that group of people there. It will never be that same specific person up that was, even if that's the same person that's in the same area that they was last time, their energy could shift from what last time energy they gave to this time. It could be so many things that happen. It's literally now or never. It's so flat out with that too. Like, you ain't even got to think too hard about it. It's literally now or never. And that can go back into the embodying energy for the moment. It don't got to be that heavy, because it's literally just now or never, right? So it's just like, this opportunity is presenting itself now. Let me just do this now. Boom. And then I can just move on. You feel me? And it's like it's a now or never. I don't really want to embody this energy right now, so it's just gonna be a never for me, and I'm gonna just move on, right? But it's literally now or never. You cannot recreate these moments ever again. Now or never. And that's as flat out as I gotta give you that one. Now or never. Now, 5-star tip number 5. You gotta be sure of yourself. And being sure of yourself will link to the spiritual practices, the magical practices, the confidence, the certainty of exactly who you are. It just, it's so many layers to it, right? But you have to be sure of yourself so you can always have that to rely on, to fall back on at all times. I can trust me. I'm sure that if this happens, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. So I don't even have to stress about anxiety. I don't have to be anticipating the future, because whatever happens to come my way, I'm sure of myself to know I'm going to do what I gotta do. And it is what it is. I'm going to make sure I do exactly what I gotta do at all times. You gotta be sure of yourself. You gotta have that certainty, like, yeah, my magic is powerful. My energy is powerful. So when I'm talking to my candles and I'm talking to my water and I'm doing my rituals, my energy is doing what the fuck it is supposed to do. I never have to question, like, am I sure this is working? I never question my certainty of what is working, because I'm sure of myself. If I'm doing this shit, the shit working. I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna go to the crowded place. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go there where people are at, and I'm not going to anticipate anybody saying something to me or looking at me weird, anything negative like that. I'm not gonna do none of that. I'm not gonna waste my time with none of that. What I'm going to do is go outside and have a good time, and whatever comes my way, I'm sure myself that I'm capable enough to handle that. I have faith in myself that I can handle that. I believe in myself that I can do this and I can do that. I'm confident enough in myself that whatever happens, I will always come out on top and I will always be better than I was before. And like I said earlier, I know all I need to do is embody the energy in that moment, feel it, release it all, and move on to the next moment. Because it's also not that fucking deep. You know? It's just shit like that. But gotta be sure of yourself. And now that is the end of this week's episode of 5-Star Coach. Excuse the bonnet. I'm washing my hair today, and I really did not care to fluff up my fro because she's about to get washed down. And I mean down. But as always, like, comment, subscribe, and share the content. I will be here next Friday, of course, with another video. And I will see y'all then. Bye, y'all.